what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Interview won few dream fights stir as much passion as the imagined clash between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence "Bud" Crawford. Both men stand as symbols of brilliance from different eras. Fans, fighters, and analysts still argue who would emerge victorious if these two masters ever met inside the ropes. This debate reaches beyond skill. It's about legacy itself. Mayweather's flawless defense and discipline versus Crawford's calculated aggression and relentless finishing instinct.
He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
What audience that don't know?
He is a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belts in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do.
He done it.
Floyd. Mayweather walked away with a perfect 50-0 record, one of the purest marks in boxing history. His journey spanned 5 divisions, defeating the biggest names of his generation. With unmatched reflexes, IQ, and composure, Floyd neutralized every style set before him. His reign wasn't just dominance, it was control, precision, and mastery that lasted decades.
First up, Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He is never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And Floyd, and usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Terence Crawford, meanwhile, has built a legacy of total command, a multi-division undisputed champion who dissects opponents with intelligence and force. His switch-hitting style, timing, and ability to adapt mid-fight have made him one of the most dangerous tacticians of the modern era. Many now place him in the same breath once reserved only for Mayweather. Veterans across generations continue to weigh in on how such a fantasy duel might unfold.
Thing is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game. And if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion.
Oscar De La Hoya, who shared the ring with Floyd, still gives him the edge. He believes Mayweather's discipline, consistency, and unmatched focus make him untouchable. De La Hoya speaks for the purists, those who see Floyd as the gold standard of perfection. On the other side, Canelo Alvarez, and who has fought both Mayweather and Crawford, stunned fans by saying Crawford might actually be better, praising Bud's adaptability, speed, and ring command.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather when you were 23 years old, I believe.
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people say, "Oh, he had a lot of fights." Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause, and I always thought if you would have faced him, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
He deserved the position in the moment because, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment. But for some reason, it doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto Perez and all these kind of fights, and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But we never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for everyone.
Shane Mosley, another veteran who went the distance with Mayweather, sees it differently. He thinks Crawford's rhythm, angles, and unpredictability could trouble Floyd in ways no one ever did. While Mosley respects Floyd's tactical mind, he says Crawford's controlled chaos would push even Mayweather into uncomfortable territory.
Better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford this.
Mosley never dismisses Floyd's greatness. He reminds everyone that Mayweather's poise, focus, and timing make him nearly impossible to outthink. Even power punchers, himself included, found themselves lost once Floyd adjusted mid-fight. That mental sharpness, Mosley says, is what separates genius from talent.
About his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, that could collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion.
He recalls that famous 2010 moment when a right hand nearly floored Mayweather, only for Floyd to instantly adapt and dominate every round that followed. That memory reshaped his understanding of greatness. He admits Crawford has explosive tools, but insists Mayweather's control and ability to erase threats make him a different kind of unbeatable.
I talk about Shane Carter. But what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength. And came back out like nothing happened the previous round.
Right.
But still stone cold.
Right.
And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Oh, okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like, you just said something to him when you grabbed him. I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh shit.
I wasn't ready, bro. I said that was a good one. And I said that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. So you gotta kill me. And then I'm not gonna lie.
Crawford's close friend and fellow champion passionately defends Bud's standing. He says Crawford's intelligence and versatility prove he belongs in the same legendary tier. Ward believes Bud's talent lies not just in skill, but in his ability to evolve, something even Mayweather would have to respect.
Fight of the day.
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tank Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my
and
favorite.
it's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud, because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it, but until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy, you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know.
Ward has even declared Crawford the greatest of this generation. After Bud's masterful destruction of Errol Spence Jr., Ward argued the title was no longer in question. For him, this isn't about loyalty, it's about results. Crawford's resume, dominance and calm under fire, mark him as one of boxing's purest and most complete champions.
Seeing Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, what was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
From Terence Crawford, great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. Stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background. And people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there. The power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing? Why are we still in the game?
I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you.